This review video is for the Triforce tank, or the Trifecta. Keeps changing names. This is the tank. This is the case it comes in.
I guarantee you front, cause I'm the verge of knocking it off. I'm down for no reason. Once I get down, there'll be no breathing.
This tank is by Cloud Chasers Inc. I believe it's now called the Triforce tank. 5 milliliter capacity, top fill, Pyrex glass sleeve, massive airflow, massively wide chimney, and coil diameter. What else can we say? This sucker can vape easily to 120 watts, and it's a very intense vape. Well done, Cloud Chasers Inc. Here's what it looks like in close-ups. The tank comes with 2 coils. I believe, yes, it comes with a 0.2 ohm Canthol that you can vape from 50 to 100 watts. It also comes with a bunch of spare O-rings. Bunch of spare O-rings. I don't even know what that little thing is for. And then here's the tank, which I'll take apart in a minute. The spare coil, the coil it came with installed was, I believe, the same one, 0.2. And then it also came with a, which I've been vaping on, it also came with a nickel 0.1 ohm nickel coil. Let's take a look at this up close. This coil is massive. This coil is close to the size of the Smoke TF-V4. Yep. Big 4 airflow holes at the base. Kind of stubby little base there, leading right up to, look at the inside of this coil. Look at the massive width of that wide bore. I mean, that sucker is huge. So this is just a single bottom vertical coil. This is the nickel coil. And look at the size of these 4 wicking holes. They're massive. There's not a very thick layer of cotton in here. It's just all chimney, all airflow. So it doesn't look like there's much cotton, but there is plenty. It's packed in there. I haven't found any dry hitting issues with this. What's this? Do not, I don't know what that says. I don't know what that means. Do not put this in a milkshake? What is that symbol supposed to represent? Chuckling. There you go, an I200.1. So I like that the coil is clearly marked. There's an O-ring over here. If you're using this tank, make sure you got that O-ring on the coil. And then there's another O-ring that comes with the tank. It sits on top, and then you would screw that down. So let's open up the tank. First, let's take a look at the tank. Copper 510 connection. This is not spring-loaded. This is not adjustable. This just sticks out. Do not use this on hybrids. It does stick out nicely. Actually, what is this? Yeah, it does that. It is a little bit springy there. Okay, we have a spare insulator for the 510. That's nice. Okay, so the base of this is Delrin. Very interesting. The top is Delrin. There's top fill. This top fill, I'll get to that later. Nice and smooth. I like the looks of this. Wide airflow slots. And your airflow just goes 90 degrees. Yeah, it's wet. I cleaned it out. I like that inside housing. This does completely disassemble. There's your base. So copper 510 pin there, comes right up to the base. That's what makes contact with your coil. After about 4 days of steady vaping on this tank, those coils, this is the 0.2 ohm coil. It's kind of like a parallel. See that in there? Double or triple, I'm not sure. But not bad. I mean, the metal's in pretty good shape, so is the cotton, and I've been vaping this extensively at like 90 to 100 watts since Saturday, so for the last like 4 days. Okay, so there's our base. Let's look in here. This is how you bottom fill it. No problems there. Huge, huge. You're not going to be able to fill it more than halfway if you fill it bottom fill. And that spot there, that's where this O-ring fits in. It just presses up against the top of your coil. So when you're rinsing this thing out, make sure you put this aside. Don't lose that. And this tank did not come with an extra one of those. And the coils don't come with an extra one of those. So don't lose that O-ring. You're out of business if you do. Inside housing. I like these tanks that have a nice structure inside it. The Crown has something like that. This tank does completely disassemble these. You can take this out completely to get at those red O-rings. So the top fill, this is Delrin. It's all one piece. You can't change drip tips. That's it. That's all you got. I understand in the RBA section, which you can buy separately, they have a metal top cap. So this is reverse threaded, and it's counterintuitive. So if you're sitting there and you can't get this off, you're probably you forgot it was reverse threaded. All right, Delrin. Now, the one fault on this tank that I immediately saw was I don't like Delrin, and look at these sharp. You got stainless steel threads and Delrin. Over time, this is just going to deteriorate between heat and screwing this on and off. And it's not a very easy, because it's, I never know if I have the threads caught. Do I keep turning this? Do I press? If I do that and it's cross-threaded, then I'm going to screw up these Delrin, because stainless steel will just slice right into that Delrin. You only get so many times doing that before the whole thing's shot. So this is one of the O-rings that you have a replacement. That's that black one. There you go, that clear one. This is your filling hole. And this is smart. It's got a little air pressure release so that you can fill on this side and not have it gurgle up. Fills very easily. Actually, I like the top fill on this, other than the fact that this is reverse threaded, so it's counterintuitive and takes getting used to. The Delrin on stainless steel threads, not crazy. So I'll put that on. I'll fill it. I'll show you. I got my coil back on there. Make sure it's hand tight on there. The airflow between these huge Cyclops air slots and this wide chimney. This sucker has massive airflow. Massive. I'm not kidding. All right. And again, this totally disassembles. You can see the seam. It's right there. It is. Oh, this tank isn't exactly new. I've been vaping on it. But it does completely disassemble. I haven't done that. I haven't had the need to. I really don't want to mess with it. For now, I'm good with where it's at. So we got that. Let's go ahead and fill it with juice. I'm going to vape on some Peach Cruiser from Fixie Liquid. All right. I found the filling to be very easy. Did I forget? Yeah, I forgot. Always close the airflow when you're filling these things. 5 milliliter capacity is nice, and it's entirely necessary because you're going to need it. This sucker goes through juice, because you're going to find its sweet spot for vaping is above 90 watts, 100, 120 watts. That's where you get the most flavor in clouds. This is a Cloud Chaser's tank. I like this better than the TFV4. I like this absolutely hands down better than the Cyclone. I still like my Crown the best, but this is a close competitor. In flavor, in cloud production, in quality of manufacturing and design. I've only been on it for 4 days, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. All right. And that pressure relief hole kind of like allows you to really get it a little more filled, but I think I might have problems here. This looks like it's flooded, no? Oh, look at that. Look at my tank. My Triforce tank is flooding. See that? Fuck. Whole fucking thing is draining out on me. I hate when this shit happens. Damn it, why did it do that? I knew it was doing it because I could see the chimney was full of juice. You fucker. How dare you? What did I do wrong here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to stop this.
All along it was a ghetto, nothing but the ghetto. Taking short steps, 1 foot at a time, and kept my head low and never let go. Cause if I let go, then I'll be spineless. I'm going.
We're going to keep going, and I'll show you exactly what Daryl did wrong. I'll show you exactly what I did wrong. User error. Did I not just say in this video to make sure you had your O-ring in place, and I showed you the O-ring, and I said, don't lose this, you're out of business if you don't have it. And I'm sitting here being all mean and abrasive and heating on this tank. It's not the tank's fault. It's not the tank's fault, but if you forget, you're going to have that same problem. Yeah, I forgot to put this guy in there. After showing you and saying, don't forget. Okay, so, you know, I meant to do that. That's right. I meant actually intentionally to show you what happened. Well, that's what happens. You can have a saggy diaper. Oh, fuck. This thing is all wet, slippery as hell. All right, so anybody who's experienced that vaping is going to laugh at me right now because we've all done that. Anybody who's new to vaping is going to go, oh, okay, I guess I'd better be prepared for that. When you screw up and you don't put an O-ring in the right place, don't point your finger of blame at the manufacturer. Look at the 3 fingers pointing right back at yourself. Of course, Daryl did that. And now I'm going to pause it, clean myself up. Okay, so I'm back. I cleaned myself up after that premature juicification I just had, where all right, so back to top filling this thing. Counterintuitively, so now we know. Paper towels are your best friends. Sorry, this isn't the prettiest, but I'm going to fill this, and I'm not going to, I shouldn't have a problem. Now it's not leaking. Now I did that to myself. I didn't follow the directions. Good. If I could spare some of you guys that problem, my purpose is served. That O-ring, it's more than an O-ring. It's like a rubber seat. That thing is in there to keep juice from flooding right past. Okay. So there we go. It's filled. If you want to sit there, you can get it filled all the way to the top. Good enough for me. There's a top fill, tighten down. All right, so far so good. And I'm going to come up top, vape on it. Just also another quick note, there's nothing else in this box, but there is a little instruction card, product card. Disclaimer, for high PG ratio e-liquid, we recommend using the bottom fill feature instead of top fill to prevent potential leaking. So PG is thinner, and the high PG juices, they're saying bottom fill it halfway, and just do it that way. The top fill, the juice might be too thin and run right through the cotton and then leak. So that's nice. All right, here's specs. If you care about how tall, how wide, 22 millimeters wide, 76 millimeters from top to bottom. If you care, coil, base, spacer, chimney neck, tank. There you go. You got all the different parts. There you go. CCI Trifecta or Triforce tank. Coming back up top for FaceTime. So every time I see a new tank come out on the market, I always get very excited because I like to try new things. And I'm always like,
I guarantee you front, cause I'm on the verge of knocking them down for no reason. Once I get down, there'll be no breathing.
But sometimes when I get these tanks and you get them, you start using them, and it's like, oh man, there's things wrong with this tank. There's what's the matter with this fucking thing? Why would they make that like that? It's leaking, or it's somehow janky. That's from the Don. And you know, it's times like that whenever especially if I spent money on something, I'm always just like,
Back up in your ass with the resurrection. Is the group harder than an erection that shows no affection? They wanna ban us.
I hope you like that. So I know you're waiting in suspense to see what my thoughts are on this tank. The good news is I like it. The good news is, and I showed you I fuck up. I screw up. I forget to put the O-ring in there, and the tank leaks out on me, and I'm like, this fucking thing. And then when I discover that it's my own error, I'm not going to sit here and hide from that. So why didn't I edit that out? Why did I actually leave that in? Because it happened. And if it happened to me, it's going to happen to you. Or if you didn't watch this video, it could happen to you. So hopefully you watch that, you learn your lesson, you put that O-ring in, you don't have any leaks. Overall, I like it. It's a great vape. It's very intense, and I'm going to take it up to 120 watts for you right now. I've got the 0.2 ohm coil in here. So the things that I'm not crazy about, which there are already fixes available, is this Delrin top. I just like the option of changing the drip tip on a tank if I can. And then that Delrin threading onto stainless steel threads was going to be a problem for a while. So if and when you buy the RBA section for this, then you'll have a stainless steel top cap. And I just think stainless steel on stainless steel threads, you know, it's going to wear better over time. But I do appreciate this. The top fill is excellent. And I like that they did it that way with a screw-off cap. I feel the TFV4 is a little bit gimmicky with that swivel, and that hinge is going to go eventually, and it's also another place to leak. I think they did the top cap, the top fill really well with that little extra air breathing hole to allow the pressure to escape. It's kind of like if you're trying to pour a bottle of water or something and it glug, glug, glug. So you put a little hole in the top and then it pours out fine. That's that concept there. The airflow on this is massive. I actually have to close the airflow down a bit, which is fine. But let me show you. All right, and I already broke this coil in, so I'd suggest start at 40 watts and work your way up. I have another video where I break in crown tank coils. This coil broke in very quickly. I primed it, and it soaked up that juice very fast. It was like, give me that. And then like 3 or 4 hits, and I was vaping on this. It was broken in. It's not going to take a long time to break in this coil. But start at 40, then go to 50, then go to 60, then go to 70. By the time you're at 70, around your 5th or 6th hit, you're going to be broken in, getting great flavor, great clouds. So that was a plus. That was definitely a con. It's made well. A friend of mine sent this to me. He bought 4 or 5 of these, and he liked it, and he sent me one. I'm loving that flavor. This is at, hopefully it focuses, this is at 82 watts, regular wattage mode. I'm not vaping the nickel right now. I think I am going to try that nickel coil, just to dispel the myth and the illusion that Daryl's this huge nickel hater. I'm leery of nickel, okay? And I again, never take a stance whether I'm for or against it. I'm leery of it, and I'm leery of whether temperature control is actually keeping it at levels that I want to vape. But I'm still exploring it. So that's at 82 watts. Let's go to 90. 90 watts. IPv4S. Right now, currently my favorite. I don't know why. It's just my favorite. It's not the highest power. It's just maybe the balance, the grab and go. I just fucking love it. Easy to change those batteries. Massive clouds. The flavor's incredible. It's a smooth, steady vape. I don't have any splatter. It's just such a smooth vape. Oh, by the way, that was with the airflow half closed off. Now I have it wide open. Watch this. But it's still intense. It does mute down the flavor a little bit having that much airflow. But if your style of vaping is you like those full-on blast lung hits and you like a lot of airflow, this tank has got it. I prefer a little more resistance in the airflow, so I closed off. But I'd rather have a wide diameter chimney that I can have that airflow if I want it and then close it back down. And the airflow on this works great. Such a smooth vape. I feel like there's no unatomized juice in this. It all just got vaporized and I'm getting just pure nice vape. At 80 and 90 watts, it was not wet. At 70 watts, it's a little bit kind of like a humid vape. This is at 100 watts now. Massive clouds. Flavor's great. This is an intense vape. I can see the bubbles. I'll try and show you some. We'll play the bubble game. 100 watts, no problem. It's keeping up on the wicking. I'm taking big, full lung hits. This is 110 watts. Okay, that started to dry hit toward the end. So, doesn't mean you can't vape at 110 watts. You can, just keep them shorter than I just did. Do maybe 2-second, 3-second hits like this. That's plenty of cloud production. Let's go to 120 watts. Maximum on the IPv4S, 120 watts. One to 2 second hits, no problem. Chain hitting it, no problem. It's keeping up with wicking. Now you can't take 5-second hits at 120 watts on this or practically any tank, in my experience. And still keep a coil that's going to last you. You know, I only had this since Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 days, and still going great. And the coil inside looked great. I'll update later on after I've been vaping on this how long the first coil lasted, how it vaped in nickel. I might even do a video for other reasons. Look at the amount of vapor production I'm getting from just a short hit like that. and it's a nice arid, I'm not going to say dry, but I feel like all of the vapor is getting vaporized. I get no droplets. Nothing's hitting my tongue. You know, for as wide as that chimney is, and there's no screen at the top there, this thing is really giving me a great vape. So there you go, guys. I showed you the close-ups. I showed you my thoughts. I hope you like those little video clips I threw in there. You know, it's a love-hate relationship with all of these Subohm tanks. They all have their own personality. You're going to find the things you love about the tank. You're going to find the things that piss you off about the tank. But overall, you're going to embrace it. You're in a relationship now with your vape. Get used to it. Nothing's perfect. I always am so just excited when I have vape mail coming in, something new to try. And then, you know, the opinions form based on the product. Okay? Quest for Vape, thank you once again for watching my channel. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, share this video if you felt it was helpful, share it in your Facebook groups, share it in your social media. I'd like to grow my channel, and I thank you very much for your support.
I guarantee you front, cause I'm the verge of knocking it over them down for no reason. Once I get down, I'll be no breathing.